Friday, September 5th, 2025, and you are tuned into Daybreak Live Extra on Dominion Television. I am Samson Balogun.
And I'm Oluwayemi Adelakun.
And I am Pat Aito. We got your Friday morning lineup with a perfect, mixed, engaging, insightful, and refreshing.
Yes, we'll begin with Daybreak Gist, and today we are spotlighting a bold claim. I can end banditry in 2 months, says as Zamfara governor. We'll dive into these details shortly.
Right after that, it's your weather report, helping you plan your day with the latest updates across Nigeria and beyond.
And then it's the break news, bringing you the top national and global headlines that keep you fully informed.
Followed by newspaper headlines and analysis where we break down the major stories of today's front pages with depth and perspective.
Our big story this morning takes us into the world of versatility and vision, wearing many caps, navigating farming, entrepreneurship and innovation in a changing economy.
And our guests will be sharing how he balances multiple roles, his impact on agriculture, business and innovation, and what we can learn from his journey.
And to round off with Trend Watch, your guide to biggest updates and buzz on social media.
Remember, you can be part of the conversation through all our social media platforms. We are live and your thoughts matter.
So, settle in, stay tuned, because Daybreak Live Extra starts right now. Good morning to you, ladies.
Good morning, something.
Deliberately.
You see, I shut my mouth.
Okay. Good morning to your queens.
Yes, good morning.
I hope you get paid for this.
Paid for what?
For answering to
you should be happy that you have beautiful queens by your side.
Okay, I'm happy.
You're happy, so you're the one to pay us now.
Okay, so there's something really interesting. And, you know, we said something, I think, a few months ago, that there is this usual saying that if insurgency lasts more than 24 hours, it means the government is complicit. Now, the Zamfara State Governor has come out to say, look, I can end banditry.
Okay.
I mean, what does the people of Zamfara want to hear more than that?
Honestly, I'm actually not surprised when he said he can end banditry. What I have issues with is in 2 months, I believe it's something that they can do because over time we've seen the great work that he's been able to achieve, especially in Zamfara. And of course, I think there was a time that some local vigilantes busted some hideout of this bandits and terrorists, and they were able to capture them and the likes. So I think he also mentioned that sometimes when he gives out others. For instance, he said he can even show us, their hideouts on his phone. But then when he gives out,
he knows where they are.
He knows where they are. But when
he was even swearing.
Yeah. So he said when he gives out orders, these people don't carry out his orders because they are waiting from, the final order from Abuja. And as a result of that, they are unable to do anything. So it's a burden on him. And of course, I feel his pain when he was speaking yesterday. So I think it's our time that the federal government should actually give him that opportunity to say, okay, this hideout, you have what it takes, you have the idea, you have the intelligence for us to capture these people. Let them give him a chance. So if at all, I'm very sure he cannot solve all of these problems in 2 months, but I'm sure before 2 months, ends, we'll see good results and changes in that aspect. Because don't forget that Nigeria used to be a country, that used to help other African countries solve insecurity.
Fighting insurgency.
So how did we become this, incapacitated that we cannot even solve our own problems? So I think it's high time, apart from the soldiers now, let's also give a chance to the local vigilantes. They know these hideouts, these corners, these communities more than the soldiers, so they can help these soldiers. So when they work hand in hand, we can have good results. That's really
well. For me, I feel that the governor, now the Lawar of Zamfara State, is frustrated with waking up every day to hear the news of amounts of people were killed. Some, like he said, that 2 million people have been displaced for years that they've been encountering that terrorism attack. But then coming out to say that 2 months is going to end, he will use 2 months to end banditry. Sometimes I always fight one thing, and that thing is, if you have solution to things, you don't need to come out.
You don't need to publicize it.
You don't need to publicize it, because those people you are trying to say, oh, we know they hideout and everything, they will strike before you do. And do not forget that whatever it is you want to do as a state government, you are state governor of that state, you can't do anything. Likewise, because order must come from Abuja, like Yemi said. But now you're coming to say you end it in 2 months. Fine, you can't end it in 2 months. Yes, let's look at that. You can't. you will know where those hideouts, the kingpin that they've been looking for years, you know where he stays, you know where he operates from. That's a good thing. But then we need all hands to be on deck. All hands to be on deck, as in security agencies. I mean, the federal government should be able to, like, okay, whatever it is, don't wait for my order before you strike, before you attack, whenever there is an issue in any country, in any state rather. So now, him coming to say, okay, in 2 months, fine, it's good. I think that was what led to the proposed state policing that they
and the president mentioned it recently.
Do you understand? I think that state policing would help. Fine, it has its merit and demerit as well, but I feel the merits would supersede the demerits. And with this one, I know the man is he actually knows what he's saying, and there's a way. I mean, there should be a dialogue between him, the federal government, and see how they can tackle.
How it can be done. I think, you know, to buttress your point, in some quarters they say security business is private business, that you don't really announce what you want to do unless, you know, it's necessary. And I think, you know, sometimes when you have, if you have spent so much in intelligence gathering, you spend so much on intelligence gathering, I think it is not meant for, you know, public consumption, actually. It's private business, and then when you handle it, then you can come out to say, oh, we did this and we achieved this. I think that would be a lot better. But then this is just more or less like a clear warning to rat them out wherever they are hiding. I mean, bandits in Zamfara State. Look, I know where you are, and I'm going to get you.
But I'm sure that will lead to another attack for the governor.
Well, they might want to send a signal to the governor that
we heard you.
Here. And I think one of the things that should be done, which you just rightly mentioned, is you know, removing what we call bureaucracy from the security apparatus in the country. Sometimes the governors will say, oh, look, I do not have total control on security in my domain, and then I have to get order from above, which is Abuja. But one thing baffles me: if it is time for election, we know how these governors control security agencies, control the NSCDC, control the police. They know where they are, they know where to put them. But when it comes to securing the lives and properties of the people, they are no longer in charge. So automatically, just like we said earlier, if banditry or insurgency lasts more than 24 hours, the government knows about it. And not because they planned it, it is because they are not taking the right step. I mean, we have to be proactive. We can't afford to be reacting to issues.
I also think one of the issues, or one of the reasons why this man came out to talk, is because he's already frustrated. He knows what he can do, but then no one is listening to him. So he feels maybe when he comes out in the public, and then it will get to the federal government, and maybe because of the pressure that Nigerians will mount on them.
Okay, do you think that is more or less like a public plea?
Maybe that's the way I see it, because I'm very sure before he decided to come out, he must have made some plans, must have made some communication, but then nothing is coming forth. So I think because he's very passionate about this matter, so let's give him a chance. I don't believe it can be solved in 2 months, but then we can achieve something tangible in 2 months, because from what he has said, I believe he has the intel, he has the intelligence, and of course people to help him. And one more thing is that I think our leaders should stop paying these bandits. I don't know if you watched a particular interview, you know, on Nasir El-Rufai, the former governor of Kaduna State, where he was saying that, you know, during his time when he served as governor, he didn't pay any bandit, and people have come out to tackle you to say, what do you mean by that? You paid bandit, you paid them. So we need to put a stop to that as well, because if some governors are paying bandits and some are saying we cannot pay bandits,
indirectly
it's a problem.
Sponsoring terrorism.
It's a problem. Those governors that are saying they cannot pay, they will see more shaggy. And then we are in a country whereby we cannot even undo, you know, our inner communities. And there was a time in this country whereby you say banditry and terrorism is in the north alone. Now it's shifted to the south. So it's an issue. We need to stop paying bandits. We need to give chance to the local vigilantes. They know these communities, these hideouts, you know, much more better than the soldiers.
I think just to corroborate what you said before Pat, you know, takes a take. I think you know, when you mentioned that it's used to be just in the north, and then the south is also bearing the brunt as we speak. You realize that the fact that they are actually snowballing from Niger State down to Kwara. And then if that is done, they move straight to Osun, from Osun to Oyo. And we are beginning to see the waves. We have seen the waves already. And it's a deadly disaster if territories are being captured by bandits in a country that has a president, that has a chief of army staff, chief of naval staff. You know, there's so many people who have been placed, you know, saddled with the responsibility of securing lives and properties of the nation. Then what exactly are we sitting and discussing on the security table?
This is an issue. Something must be done. You know,
well, my own is, well, the debates they will be having, or they are having, as regards the state police, and saying that fine, I know it will come out well. And each state governor that have been saddled with, okay, lives and property of your people are in your hands. Please do the needful. And don't you use the state police to just oppress the masses.
All right, the takeaway from there is the fact that all that matters is the will, the political will to get things done. Definitely. And I think the Zamfara governor already has that. Yep. All that is left is for him to be able to connect to Abuja and get things sorted. And also, we must understand that no one is coming to save us. That's why we don't see, all these foreign countries, give us so much more aid to tackle insecurity. They rather give aids for health. COVID-19, we receive a lot of aid. So no one is coming to save us. Well, we have what it takes. So we have what it takes, and they actually know what is going on. Definitely. Because I remember 2014 Chibok girls. They were like, oh, they came and they saw the whole thing that it's been politicized, and they left. And ever since, of course,
they have not even answered
that. Because you see, it's one thing for someone to come and say, look, I want to help you. It's another thing for you to say, look, I want to be helped. So if you don't want to be helped, nobody's going to help you. They're just going to leave you with your issue. And the issue of our state policing, actually, if you recruit police officers from Ibadan, let's say you recruit someone from Bodija. He knows Bodija. He stays in Bodija. He knows the nooks and crannies, the hot spots in Bodija. So there is no way you can hide anywhere within Bodija and you will not be fished out. But come to think of it, you bring someone from Zamfara State to go to Ayeye to go and fish out a criminal. I mean, that's not even possible. I I mean, he's going to have a serious.
How will he get there?
Yeah.
No, you'll find his way.
When my girl lost. Through Google Map, anyway.
Google Map doesn't work in some
until Google Map takes you to another person's bathroom, then you understand. Okay, thank you for being a part of the show so far. That will be the convenient point to leave our gist this morning. All right, I will go on a short break. The show is still Daybreak Live Extra right here on Dominion Television. We'll go on a short break, and when we return with a Kwedi report, we'll be back. Van.
Live from the heart of the action. Welcome to the nerve center of Next Level Broadcasting.
This is the OB van, where the studio meets the street.
Equipped with cutting-edge cameras, crystal clear audio, real-time switching, and broadcast control, we don't just capture moments, we deliver the experience live.
Anywhere, anytime, from stadiums to red carpets, breaking news to buzzing festivals, weddings, birthdays, and all sorts of ceremonies. We bring the world to your screen in real time.
It's not just a van, it's a complete mobile production house, a command center, a broadcast beast.
This is more than a broadcast. This is the OB van difference. Live, loud, limitless.
Ready to go live? Like never before. Book the OB van today and take your event to the world. One powerful broadcast at a time.
To book, call 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Email marketing@dominion.org.ng or visit our socials on Instagram @Dominion Broadcast.
Dominion Broadcast, your channel of choice.
All right, welcome back from that short break. The show is still Daybreak Live Extra right here on Dominion Television. Now we take weather reports from across the country this morning, and we go straight to Enugu, of course, in Enugu State, and the weather currently feels like 23 degrees Celsius, and of course later in the morning it will be cloudy right there in Enugu and at 26 degrees Celsius, and in the afternoon it will be around 28 degrees Celsius and partly cloudy. There will be light rain in the evening in Enugu at 24 degrees Celsius and of course at 65%, and it will be cloudy overnight at 23 degrees Celsius. And that will be the weather report from Enugu this morning.
All right, let's cross over to Owerri, Imo, Nigeria. This morning, weather feels like 23 degrees Celsius, wind around 3 kilometers per hour, and of course, humidity around 100%. That's what we have this morning for Owerri, Imo State, Nigeria.
And away from Owerri to Lagos State, and Lagos State this morning, it will be 25 degrees Celsius and partly cloudy. And of course, still in the morning, it will still be 26 degrees Celsius, and it will still be partly cloudy. And in the morning still, 10 a.m., it will still be 27 degrees Celsius, mostly cloudy, and rain is expected at that period.
All right, moving straight to the Osun State capital in Osogbo this morning, and weather currently feels like 22 degrees Celsius, and later in the morning it will rise to 23 degrees Celsius, and it will be cloudy around there, and in the afternoon it will be around 24 degrees Celsius, also cloudy, and later in the evening it will rise to 25 degrees Celsius, also cloudy in Osogbo today.
All right, let's talk about Agbowo, Nigeria. Ibadan, very close to us here. Weather this morning feels like 23 degrees Celsius, partly cloudy, around 3%. And the afternoon, still in the morning actually, weather will still feel around 24 degrees Celsius around 9 a.m., partly cloudy around 4%. And of course, around 10 a.m., it's going to be cloudy around 5%. That's what we have for Agbowo, Ibadan this morning.
Away from Ibadan, we head straight to Ondo, and Ondo this morning it will be 25 degrees Celsius, and it's expected to be cloudy. That's around 5%, and in the afternoon it will be 29 degrees Celsius, partly cloudy, and that's around 20%. And in the evening it will be 24 degrees Celsius, and showers is expected. And overnight it will be 22 degrees Celsius, and it will be cloudy as well.
All right, taking this one from Makurdi in Benue State this morning. Weather currently feels like 24 degrees Celsius, wind at 5 kilometers per hour. And of course, did you point out 23 degrees Celsius right there in Makurdi? So if you're in Makurdi today, keep your umbrella handy. There might just be rainfall right there. Okay, that will be the convenient point to leave it on the weather report this morning. Let's go on a quick break, and when we return, we'll take the news. We'll be back.
Live from the heart of the action. Welcome to the nerve center of Next Level Broadcasting.
This is the OB van, where the studio meets the street.
Equipped with cutting-edge cameras, crystal clear audio, real-time switching, and broadcast control, we don't just capture moments, we deliver the experience live.
Anywhere, anytime, from stadiums to red carpets, breaking news to buzzing festivals, weddings, birthdays, and all sorts of ceremonies. We bring the world to your screen in real time.
It's not just a van, it's a complete mobile production house, a command center, a broadcast beast.
This is more than a broadcast. This is the OB van difference. Live, loud, limitless.
Ready to go live like never before? Book the OB van today and take your event to the world. One powerful broadcast at a time.
To book, call 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Email marketing@dominion.org.ng or visit our socials on Instagram @Dominion Broadcast.
Dominion Broadcast, your channel of choice.
A very good morning to you. Warm welcome to Daybreak News on Dominion Television. I am Pat Aito. The presidency has announced that President Bola Tinubu will commence on a 10-day vacation as part of his 2025 annual leave. This was disclosed in a statement signed by a special advisor on information and strategy, Bayo Ononuga. The president will spend 10-day vacation between France and the United Kingdom, after which he will return to Nigeria. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has partnered with the National Identity Management Commission, NIMSI, to harmonize identity and voter registration processes across Nigeria. This was disclosed in a statement on the NIMSI X handle. The INEC chairman, Mahmoud Yakubu, who spoke when the NIMSI Director General Abisola Kuka and a delegation visited the INEC headquarters in Abuja, hailed the ongoing cooperation between the two federal agencies. Yakubu stated that the collaboration will transform the country's electoral system as both agencies collectively hold the largest biometric databases in Nigeria, INEC for electoral process purposes and NIMSI for general citizenship identification. The Oyo State government has called on local and international investors to express interest in the development and management of 5 priority tourism sites across the state under public-private partnership arrangement. The state, through the Ministry of Culture and Tourism and the Oyo State Investment and Public-Private Partnership Agency, announced the investment drive in a statement. The 5 focus sites listed for concession are Eleyele Lake, Ibadan Cultural Center, Bowers Tower, Iyake Lake in Ado-Awaye and Idiri Hills. The statement said the government seeks credible partners to finance, design, build, operate and maintain these sites in line with the state's tourism reset agenda, ensuring sustainability, community inclusion and strong return on investment. The Oyo State government has summoned 106 property owners affected by the first segment of the Ibadan Circular Road project to appear for compensation verification. The announcement came during the 4th compensation disbursement at the Ministry of Lands, Housing and Urban Development Secretariat, Agodi, Ibadan. The Commissioner for Lands, Housing and Urban Development, Akin Fumilayo Williams, said that out of 298 households enumerated, 192 have completed verification, while 106 are yet to comply, assuring that the government remains committed to transparency and accountability in the process. So far, the state has paid over 700 million naira in compensation to affected property owners across 4 phases of the project. The Oyo State government has announced its commitment to collaborate with the Dominion Broadcast Group to effectively disseminate information to communities. The Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Matters, Honorable Ademola Ojo, made the statement during the meeting with delegates from Dominion Broadcast Group in Ibadan. The management and staff of Dominion Broadcast Group, owners of Dominion Television and Radio, visited the Ministry of Local Government and Chieftaincy Matters to discuss a potential collaboration. The team, led by the General Manager Television, Ronke Giwa-Onofuwa, emphasized the media outfaced commitment to ensuring effective and efficient information dissemination.
Fantastic, partnership and engagement with you, and we, of course, thank you for the encouragement that you gave us towards our vision and our work as well. And of course, we're here to support your work and of course to also tell the stories that are here in the city. God bless you, sir.
Thank you. Well.
In response, the Commissioner Ademola Ojo expressed his willingness to work alongside with the Dominion Group.
It's a bigger capacity that we can see, and we don't have to limit whatever we are doing truly. Organize a kind of mini workshop for our information officers in the local government, plus the information officer here, so that we now link you together, so that whatever information that they have, maybe we agree that at the end of every month, we want to publish information about activities of the ministry. It's something that we can do, but we still need to sit down and plan it and work it out and map out what can happen.
Meanwhile, the Southwest Development Commission (SWC) has formally held its inaugural board meeting in Ibadan, Oyo State, outlining an ambitious agenda aimed to unlocking the full economic potential of the Southwest region. The meeting brought together all newly inaugurated members of the Commission's board, including the Chairman, Senator Olubunmi Adetumbi, the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer, Dr. Charles Akinola, Executive Directors, and other board members. Speaking with newsmen after the meeting, the Managing Director declared that the Commission was set to take off fully and is determined to deliver, driving infrastructure development, fostering industrialization, strengthening regional integration, creating jobs, and promoting human capital development across the 6 states of the Southwest. Away from Oyo State, Northeast governors have called on President Bola Tinubu to complete ongoing road projects and build critical roads connecting the 6 states of the zone. The governors, led by Babagana Zulum of Borno State, made the call during a meeting with the president. The meeting, which was held at the presidential villa in Abuja, focused on critical issues affecting the region, including urgent completion of 17 vital roads projects and the resumption of oil exploration in the frontier wells, particularly the Kumani and Lake Charge wells. And in business, the federal government has said it did not increase the price of compressed natural gas. It explained that the recent hikes were introduced by private investors. The Presidential Compressed Natural Gas Initiatives Brands and Corporate Communications Manager Matilda Johnson made this known in a press statement. Johnson also emphasized that the recent pump price adjustments announced by certain operators are purely private sector decisions and not the outcome of any government directive or policy. And in sport, Nigeria's Golden Eaglet have been drawn in Group B alongside Benin Republic and Burkina Faso ahead of this year's WAFU B Under-17 tournaments. The competition, which began on the 20th of September this year, will take place in Côte d'Ivoire. Meanwhile, Côte d'Ivoire, Niger Republic, Togo and Ghana will tackle each other in Group A. Remember, you can visit our website on www.dominion.org.ng to watch us live and interact with us. You can follow us across our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and LinkedIn at Dominion Broadcast, and on X at Dominion Cast. And that is a Daybreak News. Thank you so much for watching. Good morning.
Live from the heart of the action. Welcome to the nerve center of Next Level Broadcasting.
This is the OB van, where the studio meets the street.
Equipped with cutting-edge cameras, crystal clear audio, real-time switching, and broadcast control, we don't just capture moments, we deliver the experience live.
Anywhere, anytime, from stadiums to red carpets, breaking news to buzzing festivals, weddings, birthdays, and all sorts of ceremonies. We bring the world to your screen in real time.
It's not just a van, it's a complete mobile production house, a command center, a broadcast beast.
This is more than a broadcast. This is the OB van difference. Live, loud, limitless.
Ready to go live like never before? Book the OB van today and take your event to the world. One powerful broadcast at a time.
To book, call 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Email marketing@dominion.org.ng or visit our socials on Instagram @Dominion Broadcast.
Dominion Broadcast, your channel of choice.
All right, I welcome you back. Thank you for staying with us. This is Newspaper Headlines Analysis. Of course, my name is Oluwayemi Adelako. Let's start from Nigerian Tribune. I have this headline that says most Nigerian politicians not dependable. Jonathan, that's coming from the former president of this country, says politics in Nigeria is about betrayals. They will tell you something this minute. In the next 1 hour, see another, he had. And he also mentioned that it is difficult for you to meet a politician in Nigeria who will say something in the morning and still say the same thing, by evening. And I think that's how, politics work in this country, because, you see 24 hours is even, a long time in Nigerian politics. Do not forget that, he lost the election in 2015 and came out publicly to congratulate the former president, Muhammadu Buhari. He said, he was betrayed, during that election, even before that election. And a lot of persons that he felt, would support him, openly and even secretly, betrayed him bitterly. And that was why he lost the election. A lot of Nigerians still feel like, there was no reason why he should come out to congratulate his opponent, after that election. But he said he did that, for peace to reign in the country. Away from that headline, let's also check this one that says, now oil revenue target, Obi tackles Tinubu, wants president to suspend new tax regime, says leadership is about reducing burden. Speaking of the 5% tax revenue that every Nigerian will be charged with, come 2026, a lot of people are complaining. Not just about politicians now, even Nigerian citizens are complaining bitterly because if you buy a petrol worth 10,000 naira, you're going to pay 5% on that. And of course, looking at the fact that this government said to Nigerians that once we remove subsidy, things will get better. Don't forget that petrol was around not even up to 500 at the time, but immediately this government came in, the price went up, and of course, we are buying petrol for close to 1,000 naira. Even in some states, I think it's around 1,000 plus. So it's an issue, really. Obi is now saying that, leadership is not about, increasing the burdens of the people. It's about reducing it. If you took away the subsidy, and of course, Nigerians are still suffering bitterly, still complaining about how they can be able to achieve or afford, to buy fuel is an issue. Away from that headline, let's also check this one that says Tinubu embarks on 10-day working days vacation, the part for Europe. But don't forget the president came back recently, from Brazil and of course Japan as well. However, left the country yesterday, for France. And Nigerians are asking, why is the president, leaving the country, a lot? So these are the issues. Before we continue, we need to take a short break, and when we come back, we'll take more few stories. Please stay with us. We'll be right back. back. Thank you for staying with us. Still on Nigerian Tribune, I have the headline that says Tinubu embarks on 10 working days vacation depart for Europe. And I was talking about how, he's been leaving the country from time to time. Nigerians are complaining, why is he leaving? Even a particular activist recently said, he thinks Tinubu is leaving the country, based on health issues, just to receive maybe some medications abroad, and that's why he's leaving. And contrary to what he's saying, that he's trying to make Nigeria look better, attract investors. He feels like it's going so that he can attend to himself in terms of his health.
Production house, a command center, a broadcast beast.
This is more than a broadcast. This is the OB Van difference. Live, loud, limitless.
Ready to go live like never before? Book the OB Van today and take your event to the world. One powerful broadcast at a time.
To book, call 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Email marketing@dominion.org.ng or visit our socials on Instagram @Dominion Broadcast.
Dominion Broadcast, your channel of choice.
All right, I'll welcome you back. Thank you for staying with us. Let's cross over to the Punch newspaper this morning. I have this headline that says, Afenifere Northern leaders demand state police amid delays. Federal government defense delay. See security reforms undergoing due process framework with state. Another writer says, Afenifere, NBF, Pandev, and says state policing overdue. Northern leaders press for action. Don't forget that just recently the president mentioned that, okay, he's going to consider state police now. I mean, looking at all that is going on in the country, and of course, Nigerians are happy about it. But then there's this delay. I mean, there's still troubles also. You know, what is really causing that delay, and why are we not having state police across the country? Because, I mean, it's going to benefit us, help us reduce insecurity, because these people know their state better, they know their communities better. And of course, when they come on board, they don't need to start, you know, going up and down or looking for information here and there, because they're familiar with the areas, and of course they can get what they need to solve the problems of people, and of course, you know, safeguard the lives of the people. Away from that headline, let's also check this one that says that federal government seeks fresh $1.75 billion World Bank loan. Just recently, the president came out to say that we've been able to meet our revenue target, and of course, we're not going to borrow locally. But I mentioned that, you know, if we don't borrow locally, are we still going to borrow internationally? And it appears that, you know, a few days later, this is happening again, because this is the fresh loan that the federal government is seeking. You know, it's really, you know, it's really not a good one for us as a country, because if we keep borrowing from these people, we do not know what deal is being made, I mean, in closed doors, and then Nigerians have to suffer for it. Also look at this new 5% tax, you know, that has been, you know, placed, that will be placed on in the few, you know, come 2026. Look at what subsidy has done to us. Yes, federal government has been able to defend it, to say that, okay, we've increased the revenue of the state governors, and of course we can see that play out in how some of these governors have increased their minimum wage. But really, Nigerians are still complaining, because, I mean, at the end of the day, the money is not really working for a lot of people. Prices have gone up, inflation is biting. So these are the areas, I mean, that the federal government should look at. Can we stop borrowing for a while? Not like borrowing is bad, but when we borrow and we don't even see the result of all of this borrowing, and it becomes an issue at that point. But from that headline, let's also check this one that says new parties seeking INEC registration surge to 171. That's a lot. Looking at the fact that in this country, we know that we have just maybe 3 dominant parties, really. I think Labour Party came into that space just recently after the 2023 elections, because initially it used to be PDP and APC. Now about 171 new parties are trying to register, and I'm very sure that before 2027 elections, more parties, you know, will join this number. Maybe it might climb up to around 200 or not. We really cannot tell. Do you think INEC has what it takes to actually register all of these parties, you know, before 2027 general elections? Because it takes a process. You don't just have that intention to register a party and within few weeks, you know, you get registered. There's even some contentions about the new ADC. Not the new ADC, actually. It's been on ground for a while now, but some parties, the coalition parties, you know, that just came on board, they're still having issues, you know, trying to register their party. All right, it's time to turn to my analyst this morning to help me make sense of some of the top stories, and I have with me Lekon Shobowale, who is a journalist and, of course, a public affairs analyst. Good morning and welcome on board. I'm very well. Let's start from this one that says federal government seeks fresh $1.75 billion World Bank loan. Recently, the president came out to say we've been able to meet our target. We are not going to borrow locally. Do you think he said that to prepare Nigerians for this fresh loan, you know, that the federal government is trying to seek?
Well, I don't think so. He only said Nigeria is not going to borrow locally. But that doesn't stop us from seeking for foreign loans.
So why are we borrowing from?
And I think
banks?
For you to make huge impacts in our infrastructure,
Okay.
You may have to borrow. And it is not a kind to borrow, but you know, it depends on how you utilize the funds that you borrowed. So I think that's the major thing. And I used to say United States of America is the largest debt across the world. So they borrowed, you know, to develop the infrastructure, the capital projects. So, you know, it is because of the way some of this money, you know, is being utilized, and possibly, you know, the large fish and the Caribbean guys.
Okay, sorry, can you hold your thought, please? We need to go on a short break. When we come back, we'll continue. Please stay with us. welcome you back. Thank you for staying with us. Please continue your thoughts.
Yes, like I said, there is not a serious crime in borrowing.
Okay.
But the most important thing is that when we borrowed, we borrowed to develop our infrastructures, we borrowed for capital projects, you understand, which our local funding, local resources may not be adequately enough to take care of. So, you have to seek for a loan. But when you are getting a loan, you make sure that you utilize this loan, for that purpose, which, you have identified, the loan for. So, for me, it's just that whenever you want to, borrow, we borrowed, and we make sure that the essence of borrowing is justified. And the federal government has said that they are not going to borrow locally. So, for now, till this morning, I won't say that country, that is 100% self-independence, and that's why we have financial institutions like IMF, we have World Bank, in Africa we have AFDB, The essence is all these nations, they come together, they made contributions to, to all these financial institutions. So, and the essence is, when we need loans, you give it to us. And so it is, if nations or countries don't take loan, there will be no need for IMF, World Bank, AFDB, and all those. So there is nothing so serious, but it's just that when we want to get a loan, and we get the loan, let us use it for what the loan is meant for.
But there was a president of this country that actually paid off all of this debt. And then if you look at our level of borrowing compared to 5-10 years ago, it has really gone up.
Yes, President Obasanjo paid off Nigerian debt, through the efforts of his then former Minister of Finance, Okonjo-Iweala, using a link with the World Bank where she had worked then. But even before President Olusegun Obasanjo left the office as president, he still borrowed. You understand? Then Nigeria, that should be around 2001, 2002 thereabouts.
Okay.
At the beginning of this Fourth Republic. So most of these nations of the world, the financial institutions, they showed Nigeria, a kind of sympathy. You understand that we are just coming out fresh from
military regime.
A military regime, a very long military regime. So they showed us compassion, and our military regime, they don't really borrow it. The military, because they don't, most of the time, we don't have these large, political appointees. We don't have these the lavish.
So resources was in excess.
So resources was in excess, and then nobody is talking about $1 to 1,005, 1,006. So, but because of the economic reality of this time, how many are we there? Because of our growing population. Nigeria is now, that time that we are talking about, we were maybe around 100 million plus. Now we are talking about 230 million. So the more the population increased, the more the urgent needs, for upgrade of our infrastructure, for upgrade of our social amenities. You understand? So there is no way, government we talk about paying salaries, paying appointees, paying this, paying that, the workers will demand for increase in wages, allowances. So there is no way we can make use of the locally generated funds, which we use to pay salaries and shared allocations among the players of the government, local government, state and federal government. So there is no way that these local funds can be enough to take over. So if we want to embark on a very serious and aggressive infrastructure like President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is currently doing, talking about the Calabar Coastal Highway, the Sokoto, Niger Highway, all those capital projects, they need funds.
Okay.
And if you observe in the last 5 days, there has been a protest by local indigenous contractors claiming that the federal government is not paying them. So, government needs money sort out all this, and this cannot be taken care of from the locality and the territory. So we have to see that issues.
All right, it's a fine place to leave that story. We need to go on another break. When we come back, we pick up another story. Please stay with us. We'll be right back.
Live from the heart of the action. Welcome to the nerve center of Next Level Broadcasting.
This is the OB van, where the studio meets the street.
Equipped with cutting-edge cameras, crystal clear audio, real-time switching, and broadcast control, we don't just capture moments, we deliver the experience live.
Anywhere, anytime, from stadiums to red carpets, breaking news to buzzing festivals, weddings, birthdays, and all sorts of ceremonies. We bring the world to your screen in real time.
It's not just a van, it's a complete mobile production house, a command center, a broadcast beast.
This is more than a broadcast. This is the OB van difference. Live, loud, limitless.
Ready to go live like never before? Book the OB van today and take your event to the world. One powerful broadcast at a time.
To book, call 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Email marketing@dominion.org.ng or visit our socials on Instagram @Dominion Broadcast.
Dominion Broadcast, your channel of choice.
Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. It is still newspaper headlines and analysis, and I'm still speaking with Lekan Shibowale. Let's talk about El-Rufai now. I have this headline that says, please invite El-Rufai, ADC leaders over alleged conspiracy incitement. Ex-governor flees move to stop opposition meetings. You know, Rufai has been in the news for about a few days now. I remember that he had a meeting in Kaduna a few days ago, and it was disrupted. And then he alleged that, you know, he thinks APC members are behind that. And of course, he's also made some comment like, you know, I'm the only one that has what it takes to unseat Tinubu in 2037. He also said that Tinubu will come third. You know, so all of these claims, do you think, you know, it has anything to do with conspiracy? Because the police have invited him on that basis that he's made some comments and then they need to hear from him, really?
Yeah, you know, as a matter of fact, the invitation is even coming a bit late. You know, he would have been invited before now, you know, owing to some of his, you know, statements, you know, comments on national television, you know, castigating the president, you know, the person of the president, you know, castigating the presidency, castigating the federal government, you know, talking, you know, speaking lavishly, you know, unnecessary about the national security architecture. You know, it is because of the fact that we are running a democratic governance, you know.
Okay.
And one would have believed that a personality like El-Rufai, you know, should understand, you know, that there are some comments, you know, there are some statements credited that have been crediting, you know, to him even before now, that should not have been said on the national television. But with that as it may, you know, federal government, you know, they have been waiting for a time like this.
Okay.
You know, there has been an early warning that that program, you know, there was this transition committee inauguration of ADC, you know, that was held on in Kaduna on Saturday, and the party, you know, the Kaduna State Police Command warned the ADC as a party that that program should not hold, that the security, you know, warning against a kind of, you know, disruptions like this. But the ADC, you know, went ahead to, and the program was held, you know, and during the program, you know, everybody's talking about 2027, you know. So all these things are geared toward 2027. And what do you expect that will have happened, even at such? So whether the talks are from Ubasoni, the APC, not APC state government, or from anywhere, you have been warned by the police. You know, when you want to have such a political gathering,
okay,
you have to write to the police for protection. You understand? But the Kaduna State Police Command warned them that at this time, you don't hold this kind of a program. You know, 2027 is still very long. You know, so but you know, they went ahead against, you know, the instruction of the Kaduna Police Command, and the program was held, and there was disruptions. You know, many people were macheted. You know, many people were injured, and of course, they will be invited. You know, the Nigeria Police, Kaduna State Police Command invited ADC chairman to Kaduna State with 4 other members, including Malam Nasir El-Rufai. It's not as if they single-handedly, or it's not as if they are inviting only Malam Nasir El-Rufai. They are inviting the chairman of the party in Kaduna State, that is ADC, and they instructed him that when you are coming, come with these 4 members, okay, including Malam Nasir El-Rufai. So, you know, it has nothing to do with El-Rufai, you know, claiming that it's going to unseat President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, or claiming that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will come and answer to, you know, to these questions, to these discussions, to this violence, you know.
Are you sure? Because Nigerians are saying it's political. Why should they invite him at a time like this?
See, it must be political. The program itself was political. You understand? The ADC inauguration was political. It was the political activities. You understand? So, of course, you know, all of them, they forget 2026. They are talking about 2027 in 2025.
Even 2025 is gone in the eyes of a lot.
Yes, so, and they are not even talking about 2026. We are having 2 transitions in 2026, Osun State and the Ekiti State. And nobody is talking about that. All what they are talking about is 2027. You understand? So, they are the one that is making issues out of non-issues. You understand? You know, if you are holding an event, you know, you have to seek for police protection, and someone that, you know, that is in charge of protection is telling you that don't do it. This is not the time. And you went ahead to do it. Yes, you should expect, you know, this has something to do. Yes, it is political. But for me, you know, these have nothing to do with, you know, Nasir El-Rufai have been going around national television, you know, making a whole lot of statements, making a whole lot of, you know, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been so magnanimous and, you know, has been so calm, you know, aside from the fact that Mr. Bayo Onanuga that used to respond to most of these comments, you know, the federal government has not really taken any step. You know, we have had the president in this country that if it is the time of that president, you know, I don't want to mention any name now.
Okay.
Malam El-Rufai will have been invited for questioning.
I'm not sure you can even try it during the military era.
No, it's not even military era. I'm talking about this democratic
okay.
governance. I don't want to mention the president.
Okay.
You will have been summoned. That you know, you are moving around national television.
Maybe because they had a relationship, because he was like a huge supporter, a staunch supporter of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu towards 2023 election.
That is not an excuse. You know, there are so many people that supported President Bola Ahmed Tinubu that they are nowhere to be remembered now. And that is politics. You know, in politics, sometimes you'll be remembered, sometimes you'll be forgotten.
Okay. Do you think this has anything to do with the fact that Rufai lost his ministerial slot in this administration?
Yes, you know, it all began with the loss of his ministerial ambition, his ministerial slots. You know, and that cannot be the fault of the president. The president nominated him, and you know, the power of the president stopped at his nomination. You understand? The president wanted him, so he nominated him as ministerial, as a minister, as minister for ministerial appointment.
But the
National Assembly rejected him. You know, with the excuse of a security reports. So, you know, in most cases, the president cannot lord himself over the National Assembly. And they ask him, okay, give us another person, you know, nominate someone from your camp. And he nominated his SSG. So his SSG is currently a minister in this cabinet. He nominated his SSG. So what is the issue? There are so many. Look at Yaya Bello now. He worked tirelessly and assiduously for the emergence of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Look at how he was treated, you know, running from pillar to post for EFCC. You know, before he later made an appearance, he was taken to court, spent a few days in detention, and was released on bail. Yaya Bello also played a role. There are so many people that played a role in the emergence of President Bola Tinubu, but they are nowhere close to the government now.
Are you saying the president should have come in that matter of Yaya Bello and the EFCC because he worked, I mean, for the success of the election?
See, there is no need for president to come into that case. You know, the president wants the law to take its course, and that happened. You know, you observe there was no presidential intervention. Federal government never intervened in the case, and even the Attorney General of the Federation was even the one that was standing as a complainant in that case. You know, the case is federal government versus Yaya Bello.
Okay.
And this is the man that worked, you know, for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So if you are not giving a minister at this time, that does not mean you will not be giving a minister next time. So there is no need for all these. He was a governor for 8 years. Just 2023, he left office. He was the one that nominated the sitting governor of Kaduna State. He worked for the sitting governor of Kaduna State. That alone should be enough.
And they are not even in good terms currently.
They cannot be in good time because Obasani wants to be on the good book of the presidency. Obasani we like to work with the president. Obasani is enjoying, you know, the support.
Is that not betrayal?
That is not, you know.
Okay.
Jonathan said yesterday that
politics
that politics is all about betrayal. Yes, it's all about betrayal. That is politics. You know, politics is not meant for the people, for the masses. Politics is all about, you know, being greedy, you know, being selfish. And that is what politicians do. They have been so, you know, betrayers is the name of the game. You understand? You know, sometimes you can be betrayed, sometimes you can be compensated. So whatever that comes your way, you just take it. You know, you can be betrayed today and tomorrow. Okay, look at President Goodluck Jonathan now. President Jonathan is one of those people at the forefront of, you know, clamoring for the second coming of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And you know what President Tinubu, you know, contributed 80% to the defeat of President Goodluck Jonathan in 2015. But his wife is now campaigning for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
His wife is even saying she doesn't have any intention of coming back.
Yes, let President Bola Tinubu, you know, spend his 8 years, and that is not coming back. No, he has been campaigning for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So you think
the effort of the ADC, the PDP, trying to woo him back to come and contest, there's even a popular slogan, bring back our Jonathan. They want him to contest. You think he's going to be futile?
Jonathan, I can assure you 100%. Jonathan
is not coming back.
For what? Why will he? Jonathan knows that those people that is calling to come back, they are doing that for their own personal selfishness, for their own greedy purpose. So Jonathan will never come back. He will not come back. I said yesterday that he was betrayed, and he cannot just stand, another side of seeing himself being betrayed again. So Jonathan is not coming
I think he's
back.
too soft-hearted for Nigerian politics, really.
It is not as if it's Jonathan is one of the Nigerian politicians who is God-fearing and has a very good conscience.
Okay.
Sure, you understand? Politics is, when as a politician, I remember a governor in this state, we always say that he will not like to die as a politician, but eventually he died as a politician. That, if you die as a politician, it will be so hard for you to make eternity. You can remember that, our son in Oyo State, Aniyi Akintola, a few months ago resigned from politics. That because he claimed that he's nearing his end and he wouldn't want to die as a politician.
Okay.
So, most Nigerian politicians, they don't have that fear of God. They don't have that good conscience. But Jonathan is one of those few politicians that believes that whatever that comes my way, let me accept it that way.
Okay.
So you don't see Jonathan coming back as president in 2027. He has directly or indirectly, concluded that he's not coming back. Let President Bola Ahmed Tinubu finish his 8 years.
All right. I think it's a fine place to leave it. But then there might be surprises. But then, according to you, you think he's not coming back. Let's look out for how that will play out.
But Jonathan is enjoying his well-deserved rest now.
Okay, and even his wife.
Yes, and he's enjoying his labor. So,
okay.
You see him going to South Africa, UK, US.
And just granting interviews.
Enjoying himself.
Okay, I think it's a fine place to leave it this morning. Thank you for being a part of Newspaper Headlines Analysis. My name is Lowayemi Adelako. Please don't go away. Big story will come up soon now. Samson Balogun is waiting. A big thanks to my analyst this morning, Liko Shobowale, a journalist and a public affairs analyst. Thank you so much for joining us. All right, please stay with us. We'll be right back.
Live from the heart of the action. Welcome to the nerve center of Next Level Broadcasting.
This is the OB van, where the studio meets the street.
Equipped with cutting-edge cameras, crystal clear audio, real-time switching, and broadcast control, we don't just capture moments, we deliver the experience live.
Anywhere, anytime, from stadiums to red carpets, breaking news to buzzing festivals, weddings, birthdays, and all sorts of ceremonies. We bring the world to your screen in real time.
It's not just a van, it's a complete mobile production house, a command center, a broadcast beast.
This is more than a broadcast. This is the OB van difference. Live, loud, limitless.
Ready to go live like never before? Book the OB van today and take your event to the world. One powerful broadcast at a time.
To book, call 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Email marketing@dominion.org.ng or visit our socials on Instagram @Dominion Broadcast.
Dominion Broadcast, your channel of choice.
right, welcome to the big story on Daybreak Live. This is the segment where we take a closer look at issues and personalities shaping our world, exploring ideas, journeys, and innovations that leave an impact on the society. Samson Balogun is my name, and thank you for joining us. Today's conversation is themed Wearing Many Caps and Navigating Farming, Entrepreneurship, and Innovation in a Changing Economy. And to help us unpack this, we are joined by a visionary who truly embodies versatility and resilience. Our guest, Oluwagbemiga Johnson Adebayo, fondly called Oja, is the founder of Gbemiga Industries Limited, a hub of creativity and innovation, a graduate of marketing turned business developer. Oja has successfully built enterprises that cut across waste management, health access, healthcare access, food supply, sports development, crowdfunding, and agriculture. His initiatives include Waste Bank, Drug Express, Meat Shop, PS Fund Me, Gbemiga Football Club, and Farm Success. With his roots in Abeokuta and his values shaped by family and community, Oja represents a new wave of entrepreneurs who are not just profit-driven, but also committed to social responsibility, sustainability, and economic growth. This morning, he sits with me to share this inspiring journey, the lessons behind balancing multiple ventures, and his vision for the future of farming, entrepreneurship, and innovation in Nigeria's evolving economy. Good morning once again, and thank you for tuning in. Gbemiga Johnson, good to have you in the studio.
It's a pleasure. Pleasure is mine, sir.
There are so many things to discuss this morning, but of course, I want to ask you, you are involved in so many areas, farming, business, waste management, healthcare, sports, and more. What inspired you to wear so many caps?
First of all, I will first say good morning to the viewers at home.
Right.
So, I remain my humble self, Oluwagbemiga Johnson Adebayo. Actually, to answer your questions, I will say that values, it's one of the things that really pivot me to go far in life. I always want to add values. So when I see areas that things are not done the way it is, I always think that at least I have this urge in me. There's this creativity in me that can just do things right. I want to be part of Nigerians that just want to do things the way it should be.
It should be done.
So but just let me say values. I like adding values to lives. So that is what is really making me move.
And how do you manage your time to keep all these ventures afloat?
You know, anything you want to do in life that you are not conscious about your time, so it shows that you are not ready for anything at all. So, you know, it's easy for me to manage those things because I understand the journey ahead of me. So that I know that I have to have a good sleep, I have to have a good family, you know, relationships, and I have to know to match up the whole thing so that one will not affect others. So I still have time for my wife, have time for my kids, have time for friends and the likes. So because I don't just want to do things in that same old ways, and I want to be more innovative with what I do. Okay,
looking back, what was the turning point? Where did you decide that I want to go fully into entrepreneurship?
Oh, I would say right back from school. Okay. Because when I was leaving school, I was telling some friends then that you see this certificate in my hand, I don't want to go and hunt jobs.
Hunt for jobs?
No, I don't want to. Because, sorry to say it, I know maybe you permit me to say that, because I know every job owner out there, they were just out there to steal time from people. So after you use them, and at the end of the day, you let them go. You have to take part of their active lives. You have, you've sung it up from them. So, and I don't want to be a part of that. So, and I told them, so I said, I'm going to create jobs. They were looking at me. Even when I was leaving service, I served in Anambra State. So I bought cutlass. I bought a cutlass, put it in my bag when I was coming. They were like, a old graduate, you are buying cutlass. For what for? I said, I'm going into farming. So right from school, I've known that I'm going out there to create jobs, not to look for anyone.
Let me say this too. The NYCDG recently made a statement that core members are not expected to look for jobs. They should be job creators. Are you one of those who buy that idea?
Actually, I think we are on the right track for introducing that statement. We are on the very right tracks because you can't create school leavers in an environment that there's no job for them to look for. So that means there has to be something in them that you have put in them that you have to go out there to create ones. Because I always part of this school of thought that said that if life is throw a lemon at you, you must make lemonade out of it. So I'm part of that school of thought. So I don't believe that there is no system that is not going to work. If you give me this water and it's not the water that I needed, I will look for a way to turn things around to suit what I want out of life. Because we all, as we are sitting down anywhere we all have what we wanted out of lives. And okay, for instance, look at this scenario and you are a hunter. You go to, for hunting and you have been searching and you could not see any prey around. So, and the question you should ask yourself is, am I going to go home empty? So if maybe grass cutter is your target and you did not see any, so that means that, and you cannot just walk through that night without going home with nothing. So you have to look for something else. If you can't get grass cutter, you can get something
Find an
else.
alternative.
So that is the way I see life generally. So for DG to say that, it's like we are going back to, because to some extent I've even sat down sometimes, I look at our curriculum and see the whole thing. I was like, this whole thing cannot even get us what we needed. So maybe they should change narratives and change some things in this that will make people to be dependable, to be able to do something for themselves rather than going after jobs that is not even out there. Even if you look at a lot of things that is happening in the world these days, a time is coming that there will not be any ventures that will be looking for stuff like that. When you have some people that use AI to solve a lot of problems, and you are now carrying your certificate looking for jobs out there. So it's going to be a kind of difficult task. For DG to say that is a plus. I give me an applause for that, so that when youth are leaving, they should not have mentality of saying they want to sit down and work for. If they have opportunity, it's good. You understand? Because, you cannot just become a boss of your own over the night. You have to learn. But if, in case there is none, so you have to turn things around for yourself. So
what brought about agriculture, and how has the journey been so far?
Actually, I can say agriculture is part of me. So agriculture is what I found at home. My great-grandfather to my father and
down to you.
And now to me. So it's in our family already. So it's very easy for me. I don't see agriculture the way people see it. I see agriculture as part of daily routine. So even there is something in my head now that I'm, like, if probably every homes can have it, the issue of saying we don't have some things at home,
basic needs.
Yeah, basic needs at home is going to reduce. Like now, I'm trying to culture some vegetables now, like tomatoes, peppers, and the likes. So, like, kind of creating a garden of those things at home. So imagine if you have a 10-flower pot of tomatoes in your area, pepper and all those things. You go there at will, to get whatever it is, all at fresh. Not all the polluted pepper out there. So, that's what I'm really working on now, that if we can be able to get, like, instead of having other flowers, but having a flower pot that contain your, like 5 of tomatoes, 5 of
perishable goods.
You understand? You just have them. You just take time to water them.
Just like you would water ordinary flowers.
So before you notice it, in a period of 3-4 months, you'll be taking your fresh pepper, taking your fresh all those things. So with that, you will not be afraid of saying, I don't know what this pepper of a team, or I don't know how much they are selling this. you just, you know, that one will be, so you'll be sustainable. You know, just the sustainability of your homes. You understand? That's what I'm really working on now. So
how has the journey been so far in agriculture, and what are the challenges you have faced?
You know, the challenges is serious. I could remember when I did potato, and you know, when you are planning to go for harvesting and you discover that cow have destroyed all your farm.
Cows?
Yes,
in the
cows.
southwestern part of the country.
You know, it's so saddening, and I sat down and I was like, government are there, are not really doing well to take care of people like that, and people are trying their best to do well, and yet some people will still come out of the blue and they will destroy all those things. And you know, but you know, I've been this kind of person that I don't take no for an answer. So I just checked my body. I was like, well, I look at some money that I've lost. I was like, well, everything is going to be fine. So I move on.
So did that at any point discourage you into continuing being a farmer?
No, it can't discourage me. It can't discourage me. Okay, what if cow did not come to my farm and it was light that entered the farm and burned the whole thing? Will I say I'm going to be discouraged? No. Though it's going to weigh me down a bit, but I just have to, you know, be able to shake it up, and because that's one of the strengths of being an entrepreneur. Okay, when I was reading Midas Touch by Robert Kiyosaki and Donald Trump. Donald Trump said in that book that when he was trying to build a certain house, an hotel in America, now he discovered that a building is really disturbing. You know, and he was like, if he cannot get rid of this building, it's not going to give me the real picture
of what I want,
of what he wanted. You know, it could have been easy discouraged now and say, okay, just let me manage. No. So he has to look for a way, you know, to buy those structures, you understand, destroy it and now erect his own. So that's how entrepreneur should be reasoning. So there shouldn't be any point in time of your life that you get tired.
One of the challenges farmers in this part of the country face is funding. Have you also been one of those who have enjoyed, you know, the grace of the federal government in securing loans into mechanized farming, just like you currently do?
No. How will I put it? For one day, I've not enjoyed federal government funding. So all what I've been doing, I source for my funding separately, and at the same time, in this part of the country, I don't want to believe that government has not been doing well, but I just want to believe maybe there's some subset of people somewhere they are sabotaging
the effort of the government.
I don't want to believe, because how will a government have a citizen, let me put it that way, and they are not putting in their best to make sure that the economy is fine? But I want to believe there are some set of people sitting down sabotaging those efforts. So I don't want to believe that.
Okay, out of all your ventures, Waste Bank, Drug Express, Meat Shop, PS Fund Me, Bemiga Football Club, Farm Success, which one has tested you the most and why?
Actually, I will say that PS Fund Me.
Okay.
No, why PS Fund Me is a new concept in this kind of
in the country.
Yes. So people has not really understand how PS Fund Me or how crowdfunding works well, and even take them out of all these loan sharks and the likes. So I think the issue of sensitizations, programs and the likes, and people are not really, they don't really believe in that idea. So let me put it that way. Or maybe they did not have enough knowledge of it. So maybe that's why. So I think that is the area that is true.
So how does crowdfunding work?
Actually, you know, let me put it in a very simple way that will make our viewers to really understand. it's just like you have 10 people around and you want to set up a business, you don't have money. So then we can easily say, okay, let us bring money to support this one. And when others too want to set up their own business,
you all come together,
again, support another person. That is the concept behind peers.
Of creating a community of people of the same interest.
Of the same interest, and there's a way we monitor that the money we are giving you, you really use it for
the exact purpose.
Because I've discovered that in this dispensation of ours, or in this country, many people will collect money for certain things, and before you notice it,
it's diverted to something else.
They divert it to something else. And they will now say that this is not okay. Presently now there's a scenario around, and someone wants to embark on a business, he doesn't have the resources, and we just like, before we notice, some people, they gather funds together, and we have been on the neck of that person, and the person is really doing well. So probably when we raise, like, let's say 50, 100, I'm just, talking, and yes, and at the end of the day, you did not monitor what that person is using the money for, then definitely that person will fail. Because the economy itself is not really doing well. It's not vibrant enough. I just laughed when they say people are collecting loans and you ask them how much, they say 1 million. Even if you collect 1 million in this country now, if care is not taken, you will not get anything out of it. Because you collect 1 million from it, and the banks giving you money want to collect 32% interest rate. So what do you want to use it for? Are you saying you are going to make interest of, let's say 50%, 100% on 1 million?
1 million.
How do you want to do that? When the price of transportations is high, a lot of things like that, house rent, all those things, when all those things are there, how do you want to do it? So that's why we are like, okay, let us go into something different.
Like bypassing the commercial banks and then
Thank you. So we know that this business you are doing, we are the one raising you to do it. And the only thing you can just do for us is to do well. So we are not saying bring interest on it, but we are just saying do well.
So it can also be of use to the community too.
That's all. So you understand? So it's just as simple as that. You are not supposed to pay any interest. The only thing that we will not appreciate is you collecting the money and not utilize it. So because there are some people that sit down somewhere that contribute that money and give to you. So it will be difficult for you to come back and say you want. But when you use it well and you want to scale up your business, you can still come back into community. They will value what you have done, and they see that, okay, you have done well. They will still go around again. So
now, basically, how do you design or develop business ideas across board, different industries?
Actually, what really helps me out is, I did marketing in school.
Okay.
So, and there's this particular area of that course that I love so much. We call it product development.
Okay.
So it's a course. So, in class then, the lecturer was so harsh, and sometimes I will sit down like, am I going to pass in this course? But I will sit down, I will go to the areas that is too difficult, and okay. So when we know that there is a value that we have to create, those values now are the core center, are the core center of whatever it is. People creating this mug now, there's a concept or the reason why they are creating it, and they want to do everything to make sure that this cup is providing more than the value they created it for.
Okay.
So that is my joy. So creating those things across the board. So when I see things, I was just like, okay, in this area, which things they are not doing that's supposed to be part of it. Because normally when you are in a board, you want to create a product now, there's supposed to be numbers of people that will sit down. they brainstorm on it. But you know, in my own area now, when I sit down and I look at people, when we are talking, you will not know that I'm, how will I put it to you now? You will not know that I'm even getting an
idea.
You understand? I will just tell you, in case this, you know, when you say, yes, okay. In my inner mind, I'll pen it down there, okay? So by sampling people's opinion like that, I will know, okay, so this kind of thing, even the way I even carried myself, I wouldn't want to be a problem to people. You understand? I don't want to load anybody for no reason. In fact, it's hard for me. When I was passing through my trying times, I don't see people that will say that I came to them to disturb them. I will carry my cross myself that no, I shouldn't be a burden to people. You understand? If I'm passing through stress, you understand, you won't see it in my face. Because that book has really told me that you are a problem solver. So if truly you are supposed to solve a problem, are you supposed to be adding to it? No. So you have to wear this kind of inner joy inside of you. You have to be, though things are not fine, but you know how to bury what pains you and, you know, sacrifice so that you can be able to achieve. So through that book now, I discover a lot of things that God will not come and do for us. A lot of that. So with that now, I begin to know, okay, let me be able to, with this I can be able to achieve all these things. And I believe that if we are all fine, the rate at which people are stealing is going to be reduced. The rate at which there is theft out there is going to be reduced. You know, the way at which people neglect things is going to be reduced.
Now, how does the waste bank, how does it work?
Okay, that waste bank, when I conceive it, what I have there is that, you know, okay, I will ask a question to answer that your question. Where does waste came from? The waste we are seeing out there, what does it?
Humans create waste, actually.
We create waste, right? Maybe probably from our home, offices, and the likes. Okay, the idea was that if the waste is managed from homes, from offices, are we going to see anyone outside? Only few ones. I know when you have a concept that is generating additional funds for you at home, you will not want to add to the waste outside. For instance, I drank a bottle of Coke, and I know at the end of the week, some people came around to pick those things and weigh it and give me some money back. Will you throw your waste bottle outside? You want to take it back home. So, and before you notice it, waste will just stylishly disappear. So, you know, when we now have some people that do not have that knowledge of it now, then that is where you now go outside to be able to know what you can do that can correct those little ones. Majorly, we know that many people have understand what waste management is all about. So that is what makes us to create that, what we call waste bank. So what the waste bank will do generally, basically for you is that it's like you are saving your waste. You know, like it's money that you know they take to bank, but this time around you save your waste. So when you are putting it somewhere, for some people they will take it, process it, and give you a certain return on it. So instead of you can be generating another money from that.
If you are to be remembered, lastly, if you are to be remembered for any of your innovations, ideas, which one would it be?
Presently, I will pick a football club.
You'll pick the football club. Why?
For the football club is what I have been doing from childhood, so till now. So if I cannot be active footballer now, okay, so there's a way I can contribute back to that
To
industry.
the success of upcoming footballers.
Because actually it was, you know, I don't want to be going to government and go. It was them that doesn't really want us to. Because in our time when we were supposed to play a certain tournament that time, the government of the days told us that they are not interested. You know, many of us were shattered away, you know. In fact, many of us now cannot even get their routine any longer. So since that day, I've chosen not to put myself under the government. So either they are out there to do good or not. Just giving off policies, let us be doing our life, run our life, because you will always account for your life. Everybody will account for how we spend our lives. Government will not account for how we spend our lives.
Right.
We will account for it. So,
Gbemiga Johnson, we say thank you for joining us in this
It's a
studio,
pleasure, sir.
today. It has been a wonderful session with you.
It's a pleasure.
Quite enlightening. We do hope that next time we call you, you will be here.
at almost.
All right, thank you so much. That was the big story on Daybreak Live. Our conversation with Oluwagbemiga Johnson Adebayo Oja reminds us that the future belongs to those bold enough to innovate, resilient enough to keep going, and visionary enough to create impact beyond themselves. As we navigate today's challenges, stories like his show us that with creativity, determination, and community spirit, it is possible to wear many caps and wear them well. Stay with us. More is coming your way on this show, Daybreak Live Extra on Dominion Television. I'm Sam Sibalogun. Thank you for staying tuned. We'll be back after this time out.
Live from the heart of the action. Welcome to the nerve center of Next Level Broadcasting.
This is the OB van, where the studio meets the street.
Equipped with cutting-edge cameras, crystal clear audio, real-time switching, and broadcast control, we don't just capture moments, we deliver the experience live.
Anywhere, anytime, from stadiums to red carpets, breaking news to buzzing festivals, weddings, birthdays, and all sorts of ceremonies. We bring the world to your screen in real time.
It's not just a van, it's a complete mobile production house, a command center, a broadcast beast.
This is more than a broadcast. This is the OB van difference. Live, loud, limitless.
Ready to go live like never before? Book the OB van today and take your event to the world. One powerful broadcast at a time.
To book, call 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Email marketing@dominion.org.ng or visit our socials on Instagram @Dominion Broadcast.
Dominion Broadcast, your channel of choice.
All right, welcome back from that short break. The show has been Daybreak Live Extra on Dominion Television, your channel of choice where inspiration meets entertainment. Do well to link up with us on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Dominion Broadcast. And on X, formerly Twitter at Dominion Cast. Do well to click the subscribe button on our YouTube channel. Subscribe to that channel. Drop your comments. We'll surely take your comment on this show. And most definitely, you can also link up with us on our website, www.dominion.org.ng, dominion.org.ng. Now we move straight to Trend Watch this morning. I say with me, Oluwayemi Adelakun and Pataito in the studio. What were you guys waiting for?
No, what we are waiting for.
I gave you your routine in the morning. No, so when we started,
and you need to continue now.
So it should be a trend.
Yeah, and that's why we're here. Trend watch.
Trend watch. Don't leave me.
All right, this morning we'll begin though on a sad note, but then we need to commiserate with the family of Ogunmola, Peju Ogunmola, this morning over the loss of the son, Ayomiko Ogunmola. Well, of course, and fans have been coming, Yoruba actors pay condolence visits to Peju Ogunmola in Ibadan following loss of our son. And we have the likes of Boluede that people know as Olaya Igwe, Faliwe Rikbe, and Ronke Odusoya. All of them are there. And we have Dele Ojule there, Elemo Shoto is there. So we commiserate with that family over the loss of their son.
I mean, that's really sad.
This is a very sad situation, and I just hope that she and her husband will get all the support that they need at this time, so they can, be in a good state. Because I think it's the only child.
Only child.
Only child, honestly. It's a sad situation. And I learned that I think he slept in the bathroom and passed on from that situation. It's really a sad one, honestly.
All right, away from that, Joker Silva, to colleagues and fans send condolence messages to actress Joker Silva as she lost his brother. And, well, like I said, it's a sad note, but then this man died at the age of 73. Colleagues and fans of Nollywood actress Jokel Silva are rallying around her following the loss of her elder brother. The wife of Olu Jacobs made the sad news known on our Instagram today, and where she announced that her elder brother, Johnson Olabi Silva, died at the age of 73 and had passed away. So people have been saying a lot that we have reactions here. Hilda de Kubo wrote that may his soul rest in the Lord. Right. And Tiana Omota wrote IRP, that's rest in peace, Uncle B. And Yemisi Wada wrote, may his soul rest in perpetual peace, and may the Almighty uphold all he left behind. Amen. A lot of comments there. And lastly, before we say our BYA, we have this one from Regina Daniels. Regina Daniels is coming with this one that's okay. Regina Daniels impresses netizens as she reveals what she can do for her single friends.
Wow.
And doing something for her single friend has to do with, okay, this is it, for all my single friends, I can connect them.
To who exactly?
To who exactly to?
I mean, I'm just
to
trying
men.
to...
No, he wants to be clear.
Okay, maybe you should be clearer so we can know where you're coming from. Or the
way you asked now.
Where both of you are coming from.
The way you asked, okay, connect single friends to...
I'm just trying to ask.
Don't ask anything here. You know it will be guys, of course.
You could actually connect them to a pastor who would pray for them, connect them to, an imam who would,
pastor?
Observe prayers on their behalf.
All right, let me just give you. Now, we have Nollywood actress Regina Daniels as well that she revealed that what she can do for her single friends. It's by... Regina Daniels reposted a lady sharing her boyfriend with her best friend on Instagram with the caption, "My friend was single for over 6 months, so I lent her my man."
Oh. Okay, don't mind Samson. Maybe he's thinking, maybe she wants to connect them to investors. Maybe she's Sabinus now. No.
On Big Story we had 3 in 1, so maybe
we
wanted to.
Maybe. But the truth of the matter is, on one hand, you could say she's trying to be a nice person, being a problem solver, just like Bemiga Johnson said the other time. You have to be a problem solver. So she's trying to be a problem solver. But at the end of the day, she might create more problems than what they used to have.
Like what is going on with that legacy show? Because I've seen a lot of fights above her program. I don't want to talk about it in detail.
You see, Lege Miami is in a class, in a world of his own.
Really?
He's just doing his thing. He catches fun with what he does. And aside from catching fun, he also makes money off it. So you can't stop, even if the relationships end up being toxic, you can't fault Lege for doing it.
And I think some have even worked.
I think it's community service, actually.
Yeah, I think some have worked. Some have been able to solve their problem. You know, they got a partner from that show, and they're doing fine. But definitely.
And then we have also heard of people, girls who will take money from guys and they will not turn up. I mean,
and we said a police officer. I saw a video online. Okay.
Bring it down.
I saw a video, and the woman was saying,
that's what I wanted to say.
This should serve as a lesson to all ladies out there. If you know you're not going to visit a man, don't collect transport fare, and at the end of the day, you give one excuse.
Something might happen.
Okay, we're not even thinking about the safety of these ladies.
It's not just about the safety. I think there is a part of the constitution that frowns at you taking money from people under false pretense.
Yeah, that was why
they call it 419. It's an acronym.
Yeah.
They call it 419. Section 419 of the constitution. I want to remember vividly. But the truth is, if you collect money from anyone under false pretense, say for example, a girl takes money from a guy, say, oh, next weekend I'll be at your place, and you did not show up, provided he has the proof and there's a correct narrative on the payment that I'm sending you this money as transport fare to come, and you did not show up, then under the law, you will bear the brunt. I think there was a case recently of a lady that took 20 or 30,000 from a guy and failed to show up, and the court actually fined her 450,000 or jail them.
And that was why the policewoman came out to say that this should serve as a lesson. If you know you are not going to show up, inform that person, inform your friend, that you're not going to come.
In fact, it is worse than that. If you take money from a guy, pretending to be in love with him, and in the long run, you serve him breakfast and he feels aggrieved, he can head to court. So you have to be careful. If there is if there's a correct narrative on the payment, I mean, we are not talking about cash here. It's not like I gave Yemi 10,000. I know on that, you are making a transfer.
I'm sure payment,
and there's a correct narrative.
I've sent the money.
Then you are in trouble if you fail to show up or do what you have
agreed to.
I think
it will help reduce that as well.
I mean, men, you guys will stop scamming men. I mean,
which one is you?
Which one is? I'm actually waiting for that.
Don't generalize that.
Women scamming men.
Okay, you guys will stop, being men to men.
Which guy? Which you guys?
You guys. When it comes to doing that, I don't think it's even gender-based. We've seen cases whereby I'm not saying this
guys to also milk women. I'm coming to that also. We have seen guys who make it a job to actually find girls who are highly placed, who are well-to-do, pretend to them they are in love,
especially
and
the ones that are in search of
who are desperate. Who are desperate. Let's use that word. Some men actually they prey on women who are desperate. They pretend to be in love. They force a relationship. They start it on the ground of false pretense, and then they start milking the lady. And when they realize, oh, she no longer has enough, then they pull away. I mean, that's totally sad. It should not happen.
Fraud is fraud. It doesn't matter who you are, male or female, long or short.
Well, let's quickly look at the comments here. We have one Joy Anobi Roots. Of course, she can. She's already sharing a man with others, but a friend. And another one from Chini Bills Fabrics wrote that, okay. So this last one is saying that, of course, you will now ancestor you marry, you serve tire for great air.
That's serious. That's her choice, regardless. But then, no.
But she's happy. That's what she wants.
It doesn't matter who you are. For people to insult Wole Soyinka on X, I don't think there's anyone Nigerians cannot insult, honestly.
All right, so that will be the convenient point to leave it on this show this morning. We say thank you for joining us so far. And of course, do well to link up with us again next week, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. all through the week, Mondays to Fridays. We say thank you for joining us. Until that time, but I wish I'll be meeting you again on Monday. This weekend, I want to, implore you to slow down, sip, breathe, and enjoy the little moment. Samson Balogun is my name. Bye for now.
All right, my name is Oluwayemi Adelakun. Thank you for being a part of Daybreak Live Extra today. Do well to join us sometime on Monday, and we promise to bring you more fresh stories. And until then, I want to say, please be kind and be firm when you do that. My name is Oluwayemi Adelakun. I'm saying good morning.
Of course, my name is Pat Aito. Samson was actually looking at Yemi, thinking that Yemi will add the other names, but don't worry.
Mary, put Mary.
Actually, the right pronunciation
is Mary. All right, have a wonderful weekend. Bye for now.
Okay.